Welcome to this Administering a Remote Initial ELPAC One-on-One Test Session demonstration video, sponsored by the California Department of Education. Some instructions in the Directions for Administration, or DFAs, may have changed since the filming of this training video. During a test administration, follow all the directions in the current remote and in-person DFAs. By the end of this tutorial, you will understand how to set up, launch, and stop a remote one-on-one administration of the initial ELPAC Language Proficiency Assessments for California, or ELPAC. This video will demonstrate both a test examiner and a student signing into the web-based student testing interface and controlling the testing interface. This one-on-one demonstration is applicable for the following ELPAC tests. Tests where the test examiner is in full control of the testing interface. K-2 Initial ELPAC Listening Tests, K-2 Initial ELPAC Reading Tests, K-12 Initial ELPAC Speaking Tests. Tests where the student is in full control of the testing interface. Grades 3 to 12 Listening Tests, Grades 3 to 12 Reading Tests, Grades 3 to 12 Writing Tests. Practice and training tests are available to use prior to testing in order to familiarize students with the logon process and navigating the testing interface. Directions for logging on to any remote initial ELPAC are located in the Kindergarten through Grade 2 Initial ELPAC Directions for Administration for Remote Testing documents and the Grades 3 through 12 Initial ELPAC Listening, Speaking, Reading, and Writing Directions for Administration Remote Testing Addendum. Let's review those directions, then view a demonstration of a one-on-one remote test. First, make sure, well in advance of administering a test, that the site coordinator has verified all the students' names, grade levels, statewide student identifiers or SSIDs, test settings, and other demographic information in the Test Operations Management System or TOMS. Students must have been assigned an SSID prior to taking the initial ELPAC. Test examiners will be unable to launch any computer-based test if a student does not have an SSID number. If a student's information needs to be updated, contact your site coordinator immediately. One-on-one ELPAC test administration requires the use of the Test Administrator interface, the web-based Student Testing interface, and a video conferencing platform like Zoom or Google Meets. For this demonstration, the test examiner will be using Zoom. Test examiners will begin by starting a video meeting with the students. After greeting the students, log on to the Test Administrator interface from the ELPAC website to create a test session ID. Use your current year TOMS logon information. Sometimes when test examiners log into the TA interface, it does not open properly. The Data Entry Interface, or DEI, opens instead. If this happens, clear your browser cache, then log on to the TA interface again. If you run into a problem and still cannot log on, contact your test site coordinator for help. Once you've logged on, start a new test session by selecting the Start a New Session Now button. Select your ELPAC test or tests. Then select the Remote or Hybrid Radio button. For the initial ELPAC, test examiners must select the Remote or Hybrid option when creating a test session. This is the only way to create a test session ID and a URL link to open the web-based student testing interface. Finally, select the Start Operational Session button. At this point, you will be presented with the Session Information pop-up box. Copy the URL link. Depending on the test examiners will either copy and paste this URL into a new browser window, or copy the link and share with the student via the chat feature of the video meeting. Let's watch a test examiner begin the logon process for a one-on-one initial ELPAC, where the test examiner is in control of the testing interface. Remember, the test examiner will remain in full control during the following administrations: Kindergarten through Grade 2 Listening Tests, Kindergarten through Grade 2 Reading Tests, and Kindergarten through Grade 12 Speaking Tests. In this first demonstration, the test examiner will be launching the Grades 9 through 12 Speaking Test.
Good morning, Megan. Thank you for joining me for the ELPAC test. Today, you will take the ELPAC test, and it is going to show us all the English that you already know. The results may help your teachers know what they should do to help you learn more English. Some parts of this test may seem easy, and some may seem hard, and that's okay. Just do your best. No one can help you with this test. You cannot have your phone or any books, but you can have paper and a pencil. Do you have that? Great. You can also use headphones, and I see you already have them. That's good. This will help you hear the test better. I can't wear headphones for the speaking test because the computer won't record your voice if I'm wearing headphones. Now, since this is a test, you need to keep your camera on the whole time in Zoom. I'd also like you to keep your microphone on since it's just the two of us. There shouldn't be a reason for you to have to mute. I'm going to be with you the whole time since we're in Zoom, and you can ask me questions anytime. Do you have any questions right now?
No.
Okay. So I have started a test session, and I am going to share my screen with you. Do you see my screen? Good. So I'm going to log you in. So this is you. We are going to start with the ELPAC speaking test. I'm going to complete the recording device and sound and audio playback checks. We are going to make sure you can hear the sound. Before giving your answers, I'm going to press the microphone to record your answer here. When it's time to record your answer, I will press the microphone and you will see a white circle. Let's practice. Describe what you are wearing today.
I am wearing a black shirt.
Good.
Describe what you are wearing today.
Can you hear it? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to check that you can hear the sound.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Before we begin, do you have any questions? Okay. Remember to answer all your questions in English. And if you want me to repeat a question, you can ask me to. Now we are going to begin.
Now, let's turn our attention to an administration where the student is in control of the testing interface. There are 3 initial ELPAC tests where a grades 3 through 12 student will log on to the web-based student testing interface and navigate through the test themselves: the listening test, the reading test, and the writing test. In this demonstration, the test examiner will be launching the grades 9 through 12 reading test.
Megan, you did a great job on the speaking test. Now you are going to take the reading test. But instead of me signing you in, you are going to sign in. So I am going to share in the Zoom chat. I'm going to share a link with you. So open up the Zoom chat. And in the Zoom chat, I also shared your SSID. So I want you to click on that link, and then I want you to share your screen with me. So do you know how to do that in Zoom?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Great.
There are say directions in the grades 3 to 12 remote addendum for test examiners to use as they guide students through the logon process. However, it is okay for test examiners to use additional directions and student-friendly language to engage the student and provide any help needed during this time.
Okay. You're going to type your first name and then your SSID number, which is in the chat if you have to go look at it again in the chat. Starts with a 3. Good. Select that green sign in button. Good. Okay, select yes. And we're going to take the reading test. Yes, the initial ELPAC grade 9-12 reading test. Good. Now you have to wait 1 moment. All right. So now we're going to check that you can hear the sound. Press that play button. Could you hear the sound okay? Good. Press I could, good. Press I could play the sound and then select continue. Great. So go ahead and press begin test now. Let me read you the directions. This is the reading section of the ELPAC test. Then select next to begin the test.
It is important for the student to share their screen with you throughout the test. It allows you to monitor their testing environment and give encouragement. It also allows you to monitor the student's answers prior to the stopping marker and decide if the test should be continued or ended. When the student reaches the stopping marker, if there have been no responses or correct responses up to that point, the test examiner may decide to end the test. If the student is in control of the test at that time, simply direct them to select End Test. If a test is ended prematurely at the stopping marker, the local education agency ELPAC coordinator will need to submit a Security and Test Administration Incident Reporting System, or STARS, case to reopen the test.
Megan, excellent job. We are all done with the reading test today. Go ahead and select End Test. Yes. Submit test. Yes. And log out. Thank you for your attention and hard work.
There may be some instances where a grade 3 through 12 student does not have enough computer familiarity to log on or navigate through the test on their own. If this is the case, the test examiner has 2 options. 1. First, you can follow the same logon process as you would for the speaking test, logging on as the student to the web-based student testing interface and remaining in full control. To do this, the test examiner would follow the process previously demonstrated by copying the URL link into a new browser window and signing in as a student. 2. The second option, if your video meeting allows, would be to take over control of the student's computer and navigate through the test, marking the answer choices that the student dictates to you. However, this option might not be possible in all video meeting platforms. Thank you for watching this Administering a Remote Initial ELPAC one-on-one test session demonstration video. For more information, please visit the ELPAC website at elpac.org.